All right. Sorry about that.
Greetings, welcome. Happy, let's just be thankful day, even if we don't want to observe the holiday. If we're still here, we're alive, and obviously we have some type of electronic device and technological intelligence that we're using. So we have something that we can be grateful and thankful for in the moment. So, anyway, if you happen to be logging in here live this glorious Thursday, November I swear, 24th, 2022, or otherwise, if you're logging in on a later time and date, just greetings, welcome, and thank you for joining. And so, this is just a little mini discussion about why the towers. I said in the title, let me explain. Let me explain. Okay. The towers. Let me explain. So, I want to add a disclaimer straight away that to each and every one of you out there that is embracing your awakening, your healing, your ascension, your transformation, okay, sincerely, to the best of your ability, transforming and becoming the best versions of yourself, decent humans, decent beings as you possibly can. Behind the scene, behind the camera, behind the illusions and all of the avatars in which we wear for this 3D public personas. To each and every one of you, man or woman, masculine or feminine, I want to say, I'm sending you love and light. And this is by no means to make you feel any worse than you may already feel at this time. But hopefully, what I'm about to share just will continue to confirm what you're already learning in your intuition and on your journey about why the towers. And what do I mean by towers? As a reader, okay, as a reader in the major arcanas, the tower is said to represent many things, such as a sudden truth and revelation someone didn't get or didn't see coming. It also represents destruction to faulty foundations, right? Things that you can't foresee. It's a tower. It's shocking. Okay. And many people go through, most of us have gone through things, okay, whether from karmics to divine ones. Okay. But the lingering, in some cases, unspoken questions. If it was a secret and if it's hidden, why the towers? If it was a secret, if it was hidden, then why was there such destruction? Why the towers? Why so much loss? Why so much pain? Why one thing and another? Why this didn't work? Why that didn't work? Why? You can almost hear the rumble of the unspoken questions because there's this thought that if it's hidden or a secret, shouldn't that keep a tower from happening? Shouldn't that keep, sudden destruction or something falling apart or, things of that nature from happening, especially for those who, like I say, there's energies out there. They pay people to lie. They, you know, I'm just thinking of like something that happened in the 70s with Nixon. I don't know if I'm quoting the memory properly with Watergate, destruction of documents and, paying people to hide and lie and doing illusion spells and tricks and going behind people's backs. And, you know, if all of that is so professionally done or so thoroughly done, then why is it that these very same situations and individuals eventually there's towers that come? And as common sense as it may sound and simple as it may sound, I feel like oftentimes folks don't always think this way. It's energy. You guys may hear me say that. It's like, oh, okay, we know. All right. Everything, blah, 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 right? But it is energy. And though it may not be seen, in the 3D, it is felt, and it's an energy, it's a frequency, it's a vibration. And if whatever that's built upon, whatever that is going to eventually have some kind of a rumbling effect. It's almost like, I'm losing my analogies here, but like, think about it in this terms, like felt, just festering sores or things inside that may be unwell, but it's hidden, but it doesn't stop it from rotting and eventually erupting and having an effect on the outside. It may take a long time depending on how small it was, depending on what it is, and it may take a time, before the manifestation to the fullness. But if it's something festering inside, eventually it makes its way because it's there. The reality is, just because it is not seen by the naked eye doesn't mean that it's not fully present and that it's not going to have some type of an effect. So, an example, there's a lot of people that are reviewing connections and relationships that they have had. And though there was a lot of complexities that could have surrounded things, when we reduce things, right, to the lowest common denominator back in the days when we were learning basic math and division, we'll find that there was a foundation of deception. There was a foundation of secrets. There was a foundation of hidden dishonor. And no matter what excuses we use to justify why that was there, it usually comes out and starts to eat away at a connection. People can feel energy, especially those who are highly intuitive. There are some people that are keen to energy, more keen than others because, okay, of either being a high vibrational being or they've trained their intuition, one thing and another. And so, if that is felt, the law of cause and effect and the law of resonance is going to start to cause some shifts. So, for an example, a person could be sitting across the table or sitting in a room, just straight up have hidden dishonor about, I'm trying to manipulate this person. I'm going to keep this hidden from this person. I am, and not verbalizing it and smiling at the person and saying the total opposite and thinking that, okay, this should be fine. But the cause and effect is going to cause that other person to have some kind of reactions or responses, especially if they're keenly intuitive. So this is when we hear the term used, woman's intuition, and so forth. So what could this possibly do? Well, it creates arguments, it creates fights, it creates disruptions, and it's all stemming from what? And this is whether this is personal connections or, you know, uh, familiar or romantic. It's energy. People know, people can sense intuitively, especially intuitives, when folks have hidden dishonor towards them, when there's some type of foul play, when there's being some kind of games being played, when folks don't like them, but they're sitting in front of them acting like they do. Like you can sense it when people are plotting and planning. You can sense the off energy. Okay. Blatant disrespect and just one thing and another. These are the things that eat away. And so when we ask the questions, why? It's because of these foundations. Those of you who are awakening, but hopefully this helps you to answer those questions in your heart and your head. But truth sets us free if we allow it. See, there's nothing healthy that's going to come from any type of a dynamic where The normal is we play games with each other. We play head games. We gaslight. We lie. We steal. We secretly compete. And I don't care what the age is, the religious beliefs is, the culture is, the gender is, the socioeconomic classes. None of that matters. There's nothing good and healthy that's going to be cultivated and developed when in our connections we practice as a state of normalcy manipulating, lying, cheating, stealing, sneaking, doing fucked up shit, having hidden dishonor behind one another's back. Illness that would make people think differently. That's an off energy. When you simplify things and ask questions in this way, it helps to demystify things. How could you call anything normal and healthy when the foundation is built on lies? When the foundation is built on being sneaky, when the foundation is built on operating out of an unhealthy sense of competition, envy, and jealousy, and all of these things, honor. And I don't understand why humans really find it that very difficult to understand. Like, did you think something healthy was going to be born of this? Hold on, you guys. Anything healthy born of that type of foundation. And though there may be, like temporary seemingly happiness and success, is all surface and shallow. And that stuff eventually is going to come up, erupt, and erode. And another reason why this comes in, especially if it's an earth angel, star seed, and high vibrational beings that's trying to go through an awakening and healing, and they have people that's working against it and trying to take advantage of it, then the towers come in from the ancestors in the name of protecting the earth angel or the star seed that may be going through dark nights of the soul, that's trying to embrace their awakening and trying to heal, and they have distorted energies around them trying to make sure that that don't happen. So the towers will be brought in by the higher selves and the ancestors to, depending on what the contracts are, to ensure that we are going to destroy this foundation. We're going to bring this down. We're going to expose this in the name of liberation for those that are trying to embrace their healing and awakening and transformation, no matter how much people have tried to keep the lie alive, if you will. But I just want to say to you all out there, like, do yourself a solid in love, but do yourself a solid and start asking some real serious questions. What do we think is going to be built from something that is full of lies, half truths, distortions, and hidden motives and dishonor? Do we really believe in the core of who we are that this has the potential to create anything truly beautiful, truly worthwhile? This is why I find it fascinating for those who lack integrity and they get away with stealing people's creative property, business, ideas, one thing and another for a while. But why I find it fascinating that they eventually, at some juncture, act shocked and surprised when what seemed to be working before is no longer working. It's called the tower. Okay, whether it was dark sorcery practices, dark witchcraft, word curses, criminal activities, whatever it is, right? Trying to stop people from being able to be happy, like all of these low vibratory frequencies. Anything that's built in that, it was built in vanity. What is that? Okay, no love, just for an appearance, just for this, no matter who it hurt in the process. Like these things eventually erode from the inside out. And we can splash on the best perfume and cologne all we want. We can splash on the designer gear and imported wigs and you know what I'm saying, whatever. We can buy off whoever we want, but the truth of the matter is eroding from the inside out. And it eventually makes its way to the outside. And what throws people off is because sometimes it is long in the making, and people are good at faking the funk. We live in a dispensation where this is very simple and easy to do for any of us to fake the funk. Okay. Any of us can be a damn near professional filmmaker just by sitting on our couch with the right device, readily and easily available. And once upon a time, this wasn't so. So with having this makes it to where any and everybody, if they wanted to, can perpetuate any type of image to the social media community and to the world. Okay. If you have the right resources and access, anybody can go and get cosmetic surgery, a certain outfit, can pay to have certain people to do shit and create whatever illusions we want. Right. So all I'm saying is that when we have hidden dishonor, it's a frequency, it's a vibration, yo. This is why I'm always doing the best I can to differentiate between someone who is imperfect and could have erred in a mistake versus premeditation and a plan and had the motive of hidden dishonor. See, those are two separate categories. Divine ones make mistakes. If we're honest, not one of us, whether we're divine or not, whether we consider ourselves to the 12th level of the highest frequencies of awakeness, okay, not one of us is flawless in this 3D sense. We would have already vibrated the fuck about this experience. So we're still dealing with all of that. We're fallible. And we're all here on different soul levels and soul purposes. But it's about, but what is your heart's frequency and vibration? That's going to make the difference between, are you reaping some kind of sudden tower in a negative sense or the tower in your favor? Because when we have pure hearts and we mean well and we're still not perfect and we made a mistake, things play out in one way versus when we went in straight away with ill will, hidden dishonor, fully conscious, aware, intending, no matter how well we cover this up, intending to do harm or to take advantage in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That's a frequency in itself, and that tower is going to look a lot different. This is why the towers come. Okay? Hopefully this takes us as we move on to the next phases and seasons of our lives when we're cultivating connections and relationships. Like it helps us to kind of step back, sit back, and really think about how we want to conduct. And again, we use wisdom and balance, and we don't just tell everybody everything straight away. And y'all get where I'm going with this. But to simplify things, whether or not you're having some kind of a hidden dishonor. Oh, I'm doing this because I'm mad. Oh, I'm doing this. Like, we know. And it helps us to go back and go, wait a minute, I need to do some more shadow work. Okay, wait a minute. Is this something that I am prepared to have creep back up and bite me in the ass later? Okay, wait a minute. Am I before I be, am I prepared? Because it may not happen today. It may not happen tomorrow. But before I leave Earth, chances are it probably is. Am I prepared to be on the receiving end of what I'm about to conduct like? And you know what's funny, collective? we all, I shouldn't say we all, a lot of us and many of us are quick to say stuff like, I know how this feels and I wouldn't dare. I know, because this is something people just spit out and it sounds good. And for some of us, that's true. And for other of us, not so much. Because oftentimes until we have to live out consequences of our own investments, choices, and actions and behaviors and decisions, until we have to, walk out being the receiving end, you feel larger than life. You feel like that's never going to happen to you. It can't happen to you, one thing and another. So this is another reason why the towers come in, to help people, those who are helpable, I should say, to help people to realize their own energy. We see in movies, we see in media and society, and it's almost glamorized being deceptive. It's glamorized. It's heightened. Ooh, the saga, the drama, the thrill. This is unfortunate how they kind of paint that, because they don't paint the full picture. The messes, the blood trail, and the destruction that ends up happening to majority of the individuals that are involved in the saga. And here's the twist. Like, it's only fun when you're the one up to the fuck shit. It's only high. It's only, erotic and exciting and alluring when you're the one that's somehow benefiting off of the fuckery. When you're the one, I'm saying, the center of it in some way. But when you get to play the role on the other side, it's no longer looked upon that way. I find this fascinating about human nature. In one breath, we find something fun and fascinating and exciting when there's a payoff and benefit in our favor. But the very same frequency, vibration, and act could take place to us, with us, and it's not in our favor, right? It's not in our favor. And suddenly our mindset and our attitude has a shift. We feel wronged. We feel something's not fair. We feel all these things. But in those moments, we've forgotten about the other times when we were on the other end thinking there was a thrill, adrenaline rush, to be a whore, to do something behind somebody's back, to hurt someone, to steal something, to lack integrity, to try to cause harm and destruction. We forget about the moments where we were getting a high off of that. And then when those very same scenarios come around, but we're on the receiving end, now it's like, this is not fair. This is wrong. I don't deserve this. Yada, yada, wooty woo, yada, yada. I was trying to do good. I was trying to do better. I was trying, wooty woo, wooty woo. And this stuff is designed to show us, like, what's so good? Great. Now, sit with yourself. How do you feel being someone that you thought, within your own opinion of yourself, was trying to do the right thing, trying to become a better person, trying to be decent, trying to be kind, trying to be fair, yet receive the fuckery? Now, how do you feel? See, the universe has a way of coming in that way. There's the tower. Because chances are those other individuals, when these same people were on the side of enjoying causing havoc and harm for people, enjoying trying to make things hard for people, enjoying trying to interfere and block people's happiness and blessings, enjoying stealing from others, enjoying doing ill towards others, that were equally themselves somewhere trying to heal, trying to be a good person, trying to whoop de whoop. You see how that went? So the universe has a way of doing that, especially for people that, maybe they're so disconnected, they have severe mental problems, they, you know, just gone, live in delusion. Okay. And so it can become, here's the tower, because it's like, there it is. You must experience, you must see. Because just like you're sitting here saying that you feel all this way, what you did to this person and that person and this person and that person felt the exact same way. They were decent. They didn't deserve it. They were trying to become a decent human being. They were minding their business. They were trying to heal and transform. And you took advantage of that and felt entitled to fuck with these people. And now the universe is going to let you see, how does it feel? Because see, until you feel that, maybe you don't, understand. And then there are others, collective, because those of you who awaken through this process, then it served in its highest vibrational sense. If it helped you to have a wake up call, then it served you. And if it truly helped you to say, okay, I'm going to transform, then that's the point. But for the groups that, they can, all of this can keep happening, and instead of them transforming, they go, well, I'm just going to become a bigger devil, and I'm going to become even more fucked up, and I'm going to do my next spell, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. People who have God complexes, right? For them, for those types, collective, unfortunately, you all know the end, the way their life is going to go over time. But I'm just simply explaining the towers, because I know people ask, why the towers? How come this didn't work? How come this got taken from me? How come they left? How come they broke up? How come they did? How come they cheated? How come they died? How come they this? How come they that? And it's easily to slip into the victim role, you know, willful amnesia, wanting to forget, like a year ago, you were plotting and planning and scheming on an innocent life. A year ago, or 6 months ago, or however ago, you were willfully participating in stealing from someone. So, yes, you've gotten stolen from now. Yes. Hello. How do you like feeling somebody takes something from you that belongs to you? How do you like that feeling? Somebody posing and impersonating you and your hard earned work and creation. How do you like that? How do you like watching your children suffer? You tortured someone else's children. So, how do you feel watching your own suffer? You were merciless on someone else's. So, how do you feel seeing yours go down? How does that feel? You were trying to ruin someone's reputation with lies, half truths, and you tried to use spirituality and religion to do it. Now, how does it feel to have your whole life exposed? The things you've worked so hard to keep hidden. How does it feel to have that on public display for people to know everything about you? Don't like it, but they're there to remind you. But remember when you were a part of a team and a group to do that, to try to hurt an innocent life? So how does it feel to be seen for what you are? How does it feel to have your your failures, your flaws, your mistakes on public vigil? How does that feel? How does it feel? See, universe is going to come with it. Misunderstandings you created. So how does it feel to be misunderstood? People interfering and butting their nose in your business. It's a reminder. Now, so how does it feel? See where it's going? Tower. To have people butting their nose in your business. Remember, you did that, didn't you? How does it feel to have people judging you? Remember, you caused that. You started that. People to judge someone. So now you're in the hot seat. Universe is going to come in. So how does it feel? Tower. Because we conveniently forget, right? When we're on the receiving end on fuckery, we change the game quick. This is why you guys hear me make these jokes over time where I go, it ain't fun when the rabbit's got the gun, and it ain't fun when we're the ones that's got to do the cleanup, and it ain't fun, right? When you're on the shitty end and everybody's going to get their chance. See, it's fun when you're on the benefit side of fuckery. It ain't fun when you're on the receiving side of that karma. When you're on the law of the universe, cause and effect. Now you must sit in the seat of what you created. You must sit in the seat of what you've done. One way or the other. And know what it feels like to be tortured. If you were torturing people, you will be in the seat of being tortured. That energy is going to come. Tower, boom. Now, how does it feel to feel tormented while you're trying to mind your business in life, trying to heal and recover and rebuild? So how does it feel to lose everything? Remember, you were the cause, hoping and wishing and praying and creating scenarios for individuals to lose everything. So how does it feel to lose everything? You cause people to lose hope, lose jobs, lose homes, lose stability. So now, how does it feel for you to lose all those things? How do you feel? You wanted people to not have nowhere to turn and nowhere to go. So how does it feel to feel like you have nowhere to turn and nowhere to go? You wanted people to feel ganged up upon? How does it feel to feel like you're ganged up upon? And see, some people don't know how to handle what I'm saying, but it's basic, collective. I promise. This is math. It's science. It's quantum physics. And slow in the making. But look at the seasons of life on earth. If we were to try to find things to equate shit to make it make sense to us, let's look at the seasons as we know it on earth. And depending on where we are on the globe, these seasonal shifts are more prominent than others. But just think about in farming, in weather, temperature, geographical locations, just seasons. It's not right away, is it? It's like there's this process, at least so it seems, as it pertains to this 3D experience. So it is with everything else, cause and effect. And this could be on a higher vibrational side or the lower vibrational side. It takes time to reap the good harvest of the seeds, but it also takes time to reap the bad harvest, if you will, for lack of better words, of the seeds. This is the great disguise and illusion that can get people confused. And if people don't have proper intentions, thinking that, it's invisible, it's hidden, it's a secret. I've said this on many videos. There is actually nothing secret. It's only secret to the naked eye, to the 3D, to closed and blind or sleep minds. But there is nothing truly a secret. Not really. There's nothing hidden. Like, case in point, if you're watching this now, you're watching it on some type of a device and you're looking at a screen that is black. You do not see me on this screen. You do not see anything except the setup where it shows something to do with the views, the description box and the this and the that. But in terms of the screen itself, outside of the external prompts that's already preset, you don't see anything. You hear me, but you don't see me. Am I not here? Just because you don't see me behind the screen, does it mean I'm not here? Does it mean that I'm not sitting literally in front of the camera? It don't. And when we learn to understand this about everything, the world of energy, our decisions, our motives, our actions, our choices, it'll help make sense of a lot. Just because it's hidden behind the black screen doesn't mean that the presence isn't there, isn't felt, and isn't going to have some type of an effect. Those of us that are newly awakening have had to face that. Most of us was conditioned and trained in this deceptive world. We had to survive, so we became trained liars to survive. We were surrounded by karmics. We were hooked up with the wrong crowd, eyeballs deep in our own woundings and traumas. But the beauty of when we start to awaken, this liberates us and frees us from these ways when we shine the light and come out. And when we start to live life and realize that your behind the scene world is equally affecting what you're putting on camera, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Those are reels that may or may not hold accuracy. This is why I advocate constantly, please stop getting caught up. This will serve you. Oh, Bloomy's been doing videos and content creating for a long time. And guess what? She was doing it when she had 0 viewers, 0 subscribers, 0 followers. It was my heart and soul. And I aligned with my purpose. And when the motive has nothing to do with I'm just trying to hit a number, which is nothing wrong with that. But individuals that operate from its soul, they gonna do it, honey, whether they got 5,000 viewers and subscribers or 5, as long as it's resonating with their soul. And this goes for any and everything that we're seeing in social media. The towers have a high and a low effect. It depends on what side of the stick we're on. But just as surely as you can hear me now, but yet not see me, I'm here and I'm speaking. And what I'm here doing, saying, and speaking is having an effect. This goes for choices, decisions, actions, and intentions. No matter what I portray, likewise for the world, for the collective. There's never going to be nothing healthy born of any friendship, familyship, lovership connection where the foundational norm is deception, high level manipulation, unhealthy envy, jealousy, and competition, attempts to sabotage, theft, greed, ill will, hidden dishonor. And the motherfuckers can go to church every day of the week. If that stuff is there, it don't mean shit either. Or they can go to a healing circle or shamanic journey or a spiritual retreat. If this hidden dishonor is there, it's there. And it will have some type of consequential effect. Maybe for those of us who stand a chance and are still redeemable, maybe it serves us in a way to change and transform our lives from the inside out and to truly become decent folks and to no longer attempt to build things on faulty ground. Again, nobody's perfect. And none of us is going to bleed out every single thing about ourselves immediately to people who have not built a rapport and a certain level of trust. It's about our motives and intentions going in and on an ongoing basis. As we go into and grow into maturity, we learn to do things and say things with our knees shaken. Meaning, when there's truths needing to be spoken and said, though it may not feel good and it may pose a challenge, we heal, grow through it. In the name of love and maturation, with that heart desire, I want something healthy in life. And if I'm going to create something healthy in life, I have to learn how to conduct in a healthy way. I can no longer act like a teenage child and I am 46 years old or however our age is. If I want something strong, healthy, and mature, I have to mature into that frequency. I can't act like I'm still 12 or 4 or 16 or 17. I need to deal. I need to heal. I need to grow. And that requires doing things afraid. That requires breaking the mold and breaking the patterns of toxicity and dysfunctionality. And it's not going to be easy, at least not at first. And it is easy for any and all of us to, like I said, 2022, the land and the world and dispensation, the information age, to create personas, but it's not so much easy to actually be it, mean it, and do it, and live it. Love on yourself, High Vibe Tribe. Like I said, if you are new to this awakening, me, intermediate, more advanced, either way, to you, I'm sending my heartfelt love and gratitude. Be gentle with yourself through this, but also encourage yourself lovingly to transform. You'll have greater respect for yourself as you do. You may lose people, you may lose friends, circles, and connections, but those are things that are probably ready to fall off because they're no longer fitting for your soul's journey and what you're intending to grow and evolve and transform into. Okay. All right, you guys. I hope this helps. Hang in there. Namaste.